Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Dan, and I represent Northern Platinum, a South African mining producer. It gives me great pleasure to share a few words with you at this event. PGMs are very, very special metals. They are very rare, and they're only found in a few places around the world. Their unique catalytic and chemical properties are used to make the world a better place. For interest, the background to this slide is iridium chloride. Iridium is one of the rarest elements on Earth and was named after Iris, the Greek goddess of the rainbow. Iridium, together with the ruthenium, were historically considered the minor PGM metals, but their importance is growing, in particular in the hydrogen economy. Producing pure PGM metal is a complex, challenging process. It begins with the mining of ore deposits, typically containing very low concentration of metals, 2 to 5 parts per million, 2 to 5 grams per ton. Following this, the mined ore passes through 5 stages of physical and chemical beneficiation, ultimately producing high purity, stable, saleable metals. In order to do this, Northern employs about 20,000 people. And in the last financial year, to give you an idea of scale, we used 37 million cubic liters of water, million cubic meters of water, and we also purchased 1.4 terawatts of electricity. We produced nearly 1 million ounces of platinum group metals, 3,000 tons of base metals, and more than 1 million tons of chrome. This diagram provides a quick snapshot of our operations. We have 11 mining modules in 4 mining complexes, 5 concentrators, 2 smelters, a BMR, and we use the services of 3 refiners across the world to produce our final product. Northern grew from a single mine into this diversified operation over the past decade. The additional operating units significantly reduce operational risk, thereby creating additional value. Our company has grown by more than 300% since 2014. In order to give the audience an appreciation of the scale and complexity of mining, I would like to share some pictures of our operations with you. At Northern, we believe the ore body dictates the most optimal mining method, and we use fully mechanized, hybrid, unconventional mining at our operations. This picture shows our mechanized underground Boysendal mine. Mechanization takes people away from the face and from potentially harmful areas by the use of machines such as this one. Boysendal has not had a fatal injury since its inception and is close to achieving 10 million fatality-free shifts. Our Boysendal mine is situated in one of the most beautiful valleys in the eastern bushveld region of South Africa. This picture shows the view of the valley and also shows the aerial rope conveyor that we use to transport ore from our mines at the bottom of the valley to the concentrator plant on the plateau above. As you can see, it is a challenging mountainous area. We try to limit the impact of mining, in particular, the land that we disturb. This is a picture of the Boysendal South Merensky mine, and its small mining footprint is clear to see. This is the entrance to the mine, showing some of the supporting infrastructure. This is a view of the youngest vertical shaft in the South African PGM industry. It is our newly built number 3 shaft at our Zondereinde mine. Zondereinde means without end. It is over 1,500 meters deep and has a diameter of 6 meters. This shaft will ensure Zondereinde remains in business for the next 30 years and beyond. And this is what it looks like looking down the shaft. It's currently being equipped with the necessary steelwork for hoisting men and material. This shaft was drilled from the bottom up to surface using a raised boring machine, which is also a fully mechanized technique. This picture shows a typical scene in a conventional mine, in this case at Eland mine. The PGM containing reef is the black rock on the left-hand side of the photograph, and one can also see some of the steps taken to create a safe mining environment. Miners are protected by the wire mesh, roof bolts, and support packs that you can see in the picture. After mining, we moved to the next step in the process, the concentrator. This picture is the concentrating plant at our Eland mine. Eland is our newest mine and is currently in the ramp-up stage of its development. The flotation cells that you can see here are very effective in reducing volume whilst capturing the precious metals into the concentrate form. Chrome is also recovered from the concentrator stage, and it is an important source of revenue for Northam. We own 100% of our chrome businesses, mine to market, and sell into the Chinese ferrochrome sector. We continuously optimize chrome extraction, and this picture shows our Eland chrome stacker pad. Eland's chrome production is still small, but it has the inherent potential to become a very large chrome producer in future. PGM concentrate is transported by road to our smelting facilities at the Zondereinde mine. The smelters receive product from our own mines as well as from third parties. The same trucks are used to transport chrome for export on the return journey. This picture shows the handling of concentrate in the different bunkers at our smelting facility. Concentrates from different sources are sampled and blended into the furnace to ensure optimal PGM recovery. It is critically important for the furnaces to receive the right blend to ensure that the valuable metals accumulate in the dense, metal-rich fraction of the melt. Management of chrome and base metal sulfides is critical in this pyrometallurgical phase. Northam operates 4 furnaces with sufficient capacity for all our concentrate production. Our smelters recover approximately 99% of all PGMs contained in the primary concentrate. This is a picture of our furnace, one of the furnaces, and the operators tapping the furnace at 1450 degrees Celsius. Here is another view of the tapping in process, showing the scale of the equipment that we use. And as all smelter people know, this is a tough operating environment. This is a picture of our furnace slag mill, where we recover the last few ounces of PGMs in the slag plant. This is a new installation, as you can see, which will allow destocking of historic waste streams. The smelting process is followed by the removal of base metals. This picture shows copper winning, produced in the copper tank house. The final stage in the process is completed by our refining partners in Europe and South Africa. All metal is returned to Northam for marketing and sales. Northam is not only about mining and producing PGMs. As a mining company, we promote home ownership for all our employees. This picture is one of our housing developments. 1,314 homes have been built here and made available to our employees at attractive pricing, together with financial assistance. We also invest in local communities on an ongoing basis. We support schools, clinics, hospitals, roads, water and power. This is a picture of a newly constructed classroom of the Dio Gloria Primary School in the Tabazimbi local municipality. In addition, our social responsibilities include taking care for the environment in and around our mining operations. We continuously monitor the impact we have on natural resources, especially water. And this is a picture of a waterfall at the Buttons Hope Conservancy Trust, established by Northam, protecting the headwaters of the Boysendal mine and the local communities. The Conservancy more than offsets our mining footprint lower down in the valley, with 3,500 hectares protected for future generations. Before I end, I would like to share a few thoughts on our view of future primary production or mined production. This slide depicts the newly mined platinum production over the last 24 years in the solid line, as well as two scenarios of future world platinum production. The first scenario, the orange dotted line, depicts Northam's view of world platinum production when there are no financial constraints and mines close naturally when all their reserves have been mined out. This is the maximum platinum production in our view, without new projects. This projection includes mines that have been announced and started, and those that are currently in production. As you can see from the orange line, production from the current mining investment will not be able to offset the loss of production from the old mines through natural depletion. The second scenario illustrates what the production profile may look like if the current PGM prices persist. Northam anticipates that many mines will be closed prematurely due to a lack of financial resources. I just want to qualify and make sure that the audience understands under current market conditions, the blue line can be so. In reality, maybe the outcome is somewhere in between. This graph shows our view of future mined palladium production across the world. Once again, we show the same two scenarios. Palladium production is also forecast to fall over the next 20 years, albeit at a slower pace than forecast for platinum. This is due to the relatively smaller exposure palladium production has to the Southern African economics. In an economically constrained scenario, the blue dotted line, currently is such the case, will result in the closure of high-cost palladium mines. The rhodium graphs are similar to that for platinum. A significant amount of rhodium is produced by UG2 mines on the western limb of the Bushveld complex in South Africa. These mines are now nearing the end of their lives and are anticipated to become less competitive as production starts to fall. Looking at this particular graph, on a personal note, I would not be quick to sell rhodium. This is a very, very special metal. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure the next couple of days will highlight the importance of these special metals and the difference they make across the world. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to share with you what it takes to produce these metals. I also shared with you some of what we do as part of our commitment to employees, communities, and the environment. At Northern, we make sure that mining matters. And I'd like to share one last slide showing a typical day at the mining office. This is music to a miner's ears. Thank you all for listening.